Is there advice you have for young people about career, about life, uh, in making their way in the world?
Yes. Two things I believe that I say to a lot of talented young people. First, I don't think you can predict what is going to be well remunerated 20 years from now. Don't pick a profession because you think, even though your parents might tell you, or do this and you'll make money. This is the scene in The Graduate where a guy tells Dustin Hoffman, go into plastics, money in plastics. We don't know. So many of my students now have parents who are telling them, bright students, go to the business school. That's what's going to set you up to make money. If you're passionate about business, yes, but don't begin by thinking you know what's going to be hot 20 years from now. You don't know what's going to be hot from 20 years ago, 20 years from now. What should you do? This is advice number one. Find what you're passionate about. Because if you're passionate about it, you will do good work in that area if you're talented, and usually passion and talent overlap, and you'll find a way to get people to pay you for it. I mean, you do it really well, people will want to pay you. That's where capitalism works. People will find it valuable. Right? Whether it's violin playing, right, or engineering or poetry, you will find, you might not become a billionaire. That involves other things, but you'll find a way to get people to pay you for it. And then the second thing is, it's really important at the very beginning of your career, even before you're in your job, right, to start building your networks. But networks are not just people you're on Facebook with or Twitter with. I mean, that's fine. It's actually forming relationships. And some of that can be mediated in the digital world, but I mean real relationships. I like podcasts because I think they actually open up that space. I know a lot of people can listen to a podcast and find someone else who's listened to that podcast and have a conversation about a topic. It opens up that space. Build those relationships, not with people who you think will be powerful, but people who you think are interesting, because they'll do interesting things. And every successful person I know at some level had a key moment where they got where they are because of someone they knew for some other reason, who had that connection. So use and spread your networks and make them as diverse as possible. Find people who are of a different party, have different interests, but are interesting to you.
That's brilliant advice. And some of that on the passion side, I do find that as somebody who has a lot of passions, I find the second part to that is committing.
Yes, that's true too.
Which sucks because life is finite. And when you commit, you say, well, I'm never going to be good. Like when you choose one of your two passions, one of the two things you're interested in, you're basically saying, I'm letting go. I'm saying "do свидания" to
That's true. That's true. Which is actually what "do свидания" means. Not goodbye, but letting go. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly right. I think you do have to make choices. You do have to set priorities. I often laugh at students who tell me they want to have like 3 majors. If you have 3 majors, you have no major, right? I mean, so I do think you have to make choices. I also think it's important that whatever you do, even if it's a small thing, you always do the best you can. You always do excellent work. My kids are tired of hearing me say this at home, but I believe everything you do should be about excellence, the best you can do. If I'm going to wash the dishes, I'm going to be the best person washing the dishes.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm going to write a book review, I'm going to write the best possible book review I can. Why? Because you develop a culture about yourself, which is about excellence.
Yeah, I was telling you offline about all the kind of stuff, Google Fiber and cable installation, all that stuff. I've been always a believer washing dishes. People don't often believe me when I say this. I don't care what I do. I am with David Foster Wallace. I'm unborable. There's so much joy for me, I think for everyone, but okay, let me just speak for me, to be discovered in getting really good at anything. In fact, getting good at stuff that most people believe is boring or menial labor or, impossible to be interesting. That's even more joyful to find the joy within that, in the excellent. It's the Jiro dreams of sushi, making the same freaking sushi over and over and becoming a master of that. That can be truly joyful.
There's a sense of pride, and on the pragmatic level, you never know when someone will spot that. And intelligent people who perform at the level of high excellence look for others who do the same.
And it radiates some kind of signal. It's weird. It's weird what you attract to yourself when you just focus on mastery and pursuing excellence in something, like this is the cool thing about it. That's the joy I've really truly experienced. I didn't have to do much work. It's just cool people kind of. I find myself in groups of cool people, like really people who are excited about life, who are passionate about life. There's a fire in their eyes that's, at the end of the day, just makes life fun, something. And then also money wise, at least in this society, we're fortunate to where if you do that kind of thing, money will find a way. Like I have I say this, that I don't care about money. I have to think about what that means, because some people criticize that idea as like, yeah, well, that must be nice to say that. Because I've, for many periods of my life, had very little money. But I think we live in a society where not caring about money, but just focusing on your passions. If you're truly pursuing excellence, whatever that is, money will find you. That's, I guess, the ideal of the capitalist system.
And I think that the entrepreneurs I've studied and had the chance to get to know, and I'm sure you'd agree with this, they do what they do because they're passionate about the product.
Yeah.
They're not just in it to make money. In fact, that's when they get into trouble, when they're just trying to make money.
Exactly.